Hi, I'm Yanni Bobanga.
I'm Lena Stacks.
I'm Marianne.
This is our shout out video.
Shout out to my wife Bianca. I love her.
Shout out to that one.
Shout out.
Keep going. What's the list?
Oh.
Shout out to my baby Lupe. I love you. Yeah, I love you, Lupe. Nah, I real life love you though.
Shout out to Cheryl.
Shout out to my brother QT Honey.
Shout out to him. He liked my status. I'm not liking you right now, so I'm not.
Yeah, you like my status too. So shout out to you.
Shout out to
Dark Skin Mob.
Hey.
Light Skin Mob, whatever. Shout out to my sister-in-law Carson Livingston. Shout out to my girlfriend.
One.
Dang, I know. Who your girlfriend, Corey? Who you said?
Corey.
Oh, okay. Shout out to my baby Trayvon, Bonnie Johnson.
Shout out to Kenya Hill.
Shout out to Freddie Moreno. You cute.
Shout out to Mike Catali.
Shout out to T. Rob Banks. I see you, Ty. I'm gonna whip you in basketball.
Shout out to Devon.
Shout out to Rolla with the big old booty.
Shout out. Shout out to Star Heart.
Shout out to Daisha Curtis.
Shout out to Jaisha. My girl. We go way back
Shout
to
out
Ubu times.
Bruh.
This is horrible.
I love you.
Bruh, watch out, don't. Shout out to my favorite little sis, Nakia.
Shout out to Marquise.
Shout out to Louis.
Shout out to my cousin Marche.
Shout out to these nuts. Shout out to Jamila
I was finna
and
say her.
Janisha.
Shout out to my heartbeat, Jaisha, and my wife, Jamila. Don't forget that.
Shout out to Lena Stacks. She
Alright,
liked my status.
Alright. Shout out to Antoine.
Shout out to D Nasty.
Shout out
Deja
to
Monet. Curtis.
Shout out to my twin Deja.
Shout out to my daughter Natalia.
Shout out to Lacey June.
Shout out to Jackie. You left me in World Civ, but it's cool though.
Shout out to Dizelle. You hecka fake. Really fake.
Shout out to Ashley.
Shout out to Marquise Pratcher.
Shout out to Trainee's punk butt. Always be lying on me.
Shout out to Dirty Girl Monique De Silva.
Shout out to my baby Miriam. I miss you. I can't wait till you come back to Armio.
Delena, can we make this? Can we remake it?
Why?
Because
What?
more people like my stats and then
I don't care. Shout out to Big Sean lookalike Sir Pico.
I didn't like it when Sean was like, Marianne, man, why are you still
That's
going?
funny though.
No, it's
Okay, shout out to Ashley. Cheer mobbing out here.
Shout out to Mrs. Brentwood. I see you.
Shout out to Kai Gonzalez. I think she new from ATL. I think lives in Fairfield. I don't know you, but yeah, I never seen you before.
Look cute
Well,
in your
duh.
picture though.
Yep.
Shout out to Jakari.
Shout out to Highness.
Ooh, shout out to Charlotte. You so sexy with them eyes.
Never mind. Okay. Shout out to Marcella.
Ooh, Marcella. Ooh, remember the movies? Don't you? Oh, the most important shout out though is to my baby, Carly. I love you, girl. These other girls ain't nothing. I really love you. You the only way. Fuck no.
wait.
Shout out to J-Rod. Clayton. Shout out to
Shout out to you.
shout out to my sister Brittany. Brittany Miles. Shout out to never mind.
Shout out to Dede.
Shout out to Troy. You are tall.
Shout out to my mama.
Hey, shout out to my mama. And shout out to YM, yo mama.
Shout out to Whitey Mob.
Whitey Mob.
Buddy Mob.
Shout out to I'm gonna start going.
Shout out to the girls with holes in their panties. Shout out to my boyfriend Raymond. He's so sexy. He pulling all the boys out there. He's so sexy.
Shout out to Isaiah. I think her name Stanford. I think yeah. And shout out to Sierra. CC Mama. Shout out to Dion and Destiny.
Shout out to my Buade.
Shout out to Isaiah Banks.
Shout out to Damari K.
Hey. Oh, shout out to my wife Talima. Hey, bro, stay out of trouble, like for real. You too cute to be getting in all that trouble.
Yeah.
What?
Shout out to my cousin Shauna and Anaya.
Hey.
Shout out to Mercedes.
Shout out to my nephew Papa.
Shout out to Eric. Eric, my brother.
Eric Hardy. Shout out to my big sis Kiki. Data.
Shout out to Nate Dog.
Nate. Shout out to DJ Mally Mal.
Mally Mal.
Hey.
Shout out to Valerie.
Oh, shout out to Valerie, my future girlfriend.
Who that?
Shout out to Christy.
Shout out one more time to my baby Trayvon.
Shout out to Promise. I miss you. Miss you so much.
I miss you too, Promise.
Shout out to Pierre.
Shout out to Deja Smith. I love you, girl.
Shout out to
Taji. She tried, but didn't succeed.
Oh,
I flipped my brain. Shout out to
I don't know what that means. And he asked to show me a Christmas list.
yeah.
And
Look on my Twitter.
I saw on there, I wish I could have it down that.
Shout out to Lisa, my sister-in-law, in 2 ways.
oh yeah, BDL, BDB. Shout out to you, girl.
Shout out to Isis.
No, I didn't see her body. I just seen her
Isis.
face.
Don't know who you are, but you retweeted my
I
tweet
didn't see her
on
body,
Twitter.
I just seen her
He
face.
says, I can't be that physical. It's very scary. He said, just like Santa.
Shout out to Sharif.
It's extremely hard on my boys.
Shout out to Jada.
Hey, Jada. Shout out to my flirt Latreya.
Shout out to my homie Michaela.
Shout out. Shout out to one skinny nigga, my brother Keenan.
Shout out to my cousin Michaela.
Shout out to my cousin Coney though.
I was not going to let my boys grow up with
Shout out to
almost that exact same thing that you just said. He says what my Justina is going to
Corey
have to
just
do.
texted me.
Shout out to everybody that passed their exit exam.
hey.
Shout out to everyone who have good grades like me. You feel me? Oh, Yanni, I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud of you too with your 3.0.
Alright. I feel the love.
Shout out to my twin. She
That's
passed
back
her
from
exit
Texas.
exam. Fresh out the country
you
though.
missed her.
Fresh out the South.
We just got done hitting in J12, y'all.
Yeah, you need to watch that video.
Saucy. How we ain't watching? You ain't posting.
I'm finna.
Bro, I don't think we got no more shout outs.
Shout out to my best friend Alondra. She's so sweet.
Shout out to my babe.
Which one? I'm just like.
Which one?
Shout out to Kaylee, baby.
Oh, shout out to her sexy sister. Just saying, she's
Maybe
sexy.
someone should teach you to return your library books on time.
Shout out to. I'm feeling there's someone forgot. That is important.
Jamila liked my status too.
Shout out to Raquel.
Shout out
Oh.
to my future Jamon.
Raquel.
Oh yeah, Raquel, you like the coolest. How's it? Shout out to Justice.
Shout out to Stephanie.
Shout out to Ajiana Musa.
Shout out to Vankisha.
Kiki.
Kinda jaw.
I really thought she was pregnant.
I knew you wasn't, bro. I
You
didn't.
feel me?
Don't ever just
You know, you hella
pull a
sexy
stunt
and stuff. So.
like that.
Oh, I hope you find a date to prom because I want you to go take pictures.
Damn, bro, why you got that?
Because I love her so
Oh, shout out to Janaea. You hecka cute. I didn't even go with I don't you hecka cute.
Carly better get her.
Shut the fuck up.
Come on, guys, get real. Stand up for what's real. Perfect macro balance with cotton and aloe. Tell us what you
Shout out to.
It's time to turn everyday moments into red carpet moments.
Shout out to Billy. Come on.
To celebrate,
Shout out to Kazaria.
for a doctor show for her info.
You feel me? Shout out to everyone who liked my status that I didn't know.
Shout out to everybody.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lord Flower Lord.
What?
Bruh, shut up.
Shout out to Michael Jordan. Ball player.
Ball player.
Shout out to Kids Foot Locker, because that's where I get my shoes.
For real. True that.
Shout out to Tom's. I love Tom's.
Shout out to Bob's too.
Shout out
You
to
feel
my
me?
slippers though, bro.
I'm gonna give me a pair.
You know, Tom's cost a lot, and for I think Bob's aren't that bad.
Bob's, they cost like almost the same price.
Exactly.
They cost
so,
$44.
Exactly. So all you lose.
They
out
look
there.
the exact same.
Exactly. Only they say Bob's.
Yep. Get me a pair and be rocking them. Don't be making that face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the fat girls that like pickles.
Hey, pickle
Shout out
mom,
to
pickle mom.
Shout out to all the fat girls that are afraid to shake that at the parties. You
feel me?
Shout out to. I don't know.
Shout out to all the girls that wear weaves. You feel me?
Hey.
I'm weed free, y'all.
Hey. Hey.
You look at the camera like.
See, my grandma gave me this ring recently.
Hey, I think our video hecka long.
Oh yeah, it's 13 minutes.
Nah, bro, turn it off.
Oh, deuces. Bye.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.